Right, hello anyone watching. I thought I'd come back on this channel and do some little coffee time chats like I used to. It also gives you guys out there, guys and girls, a little bit of a opportunity, I suppose, to come and chat with each other. Just sorting out my meds. I've got to take my medication. So what have I been up to? Quite a bit, actually. Apart from overdoing it with computer games, I've been sorting out my living room to put my computer games in. Because I'm making the living room into a gaming room. But the thing is, I bought way too many games over the last couple of months. Way too many. I just ain't got nowhere to put them all. You know, I sorted the living room out quite a bit. It would have been practically near enough empty. But I've got like several fucking great big massive boxes with computer games in there. So it's kind of like, after decluttering it, it's got cluttered again. So that's a bit of a bastard, anyway. Now, I'm not sure when I did my last stream, but yeah, I think it was quite a while ago, actually. Yeah, it must have been quite a while ago. Checking. Oh, God. Been to the old hospital for a few checkups. At the old, what is it called? The infectious disease service outpatient department. No, I ain't got any. I haven't got some weird fucking disease or anything like that. Well, I did have it in my back, as you probably all might be aware of a few months back. It was about 5 months ago. I was in hospital for nearly 3 weeks because my back the lower spinal cord had an infection on it. It stopped me from walking and moving around. Even the doctors didn't know what caused it, but they said what it might have been was a infectious cut right in. So somehow there might have been a cut in my body that got infected and worked its way to the back of my spine. And it is a very rare thing that happens to a human being. It's like 1 in 100,000, I think. And I ended up getting it. Spinal I can't even bloody pronounce it. Some fucking weird word. Spinal something. But I still get back pains. And every few months, well, it used to be every month, but now it's 2 to 3 months now. I've got to go back and have like a kind of an interview to find out how I'm kind of like coping with the back pain. You know, I sometimes still have to have scans, the old X-ray scans, to see what's going on. Because you know, I still do get back pains. You know, quite a lot, especially when I'm bending down, picking, you know, heavy stuff up like, you know, a box. Depending on how heavy the box is. When I go out shopping, you know, picking up shopping bags and cause it to start hurting. So it hasn't really healed itself 100%, but I'd say it's healed itself around about 75%. But it's that 25% that's still giving me back problems every now and then. Plus, my knees have started to hurt again. The thing with my knees is worse than arthritis. It's like little spores underneath your kneecap joint that rubs against your kneecap, and that can be very, very painful. And it doesn't matter if you're sitting down, standing up, or walking, it can cause a lot of like discomfort. So I'm gonna have to try to get another X-ray done on those as well. Still having problems with my left hand. I can close it, but not 100%, like about 80%. Can't really grip things apart from like using my my thumb and my finger. The other three don't seem to want to take hold and grip things properly. So it's more like me picking up and carrying things with my left hand, my right hand, and not really using my left hand. I try to do exercise with my left hand as much as I can, but it's not really, giving me that full 100% use of my left hand. Let's say it's these three fingers, small fingers, that cause me a little bit discomfort and not able to like really pick up items. It doesn't matter how heavy the item is, like a shopping bag or even a bottle of milk. I can't really grip properly. When I'm putting my trousers on, I'm like using my right hand most, and I'm just like pinching the left side of my jeans or jogging bottoms, my underwear, and that kind of stuff with my two little fingers, like my thumb and my big finger. So there's still quite a lot of health issues I'm going through. I'll be honest with you, like, over the last few weeks, well, the last couple of months, it's been bloody hard work, trying to do what I wanted to do. I spent quite a lot of money on a lot of computer games, which I shouldn't have done, as I say, fucking more for me. But the reason I've done it is I've got like 6 Xbox consoles, I think it is. 5 Xbox consoles. Actually, Xbox 360 and about six or 7 Wii consoles. They all work, just that I had to buy a load of games so I can like bundle them up and get rid of them, probably for people might want to buy them over Christmas time. So I've had those consoles for quite a while now, actually. I don't think I'll be putting it on eBay. I might put it on Facebook Marketplace or some other website, but I don't know yet. I might just ask my family if they want to purchase them, or if they know anyone who might want to purchase like a console with some games. They all work, because I've bought a load of bloody games for them to play on, but I don't really want to get rid of the consoles because they have different formats, different numbers and whatnot. So, you might have like version 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like movies, you get. I just watched Halloween End, where they throw Michael Myers in that bloody machine that chops up metal into like million pieces. I thought, yeah, he ain't dead. He may be chopped up to 1,000 pieces, but he's going to do a comeback. With these franchises, oh, is he dead really? Well, he's been chopped up, he's been shot to shit, he's been put on fire, and he's still fucking walking around, isn't he? He's had bullets shot through him, I think one of them had his head chopped off or something, I can't even remember now. But, I just watched that. That was a bit stupid, actually, to be honest with you. It's not as good as like the other movies were. But yeah, I've been trying to sort my living room out. So, I spent quite a lot of money, actually, which I tried to put away for a rainy day. And I kind of like squandered that on computer games, which I shouldn't have done, but, I'm not going to keep repeating myself. I did buy like I bought a new computer table. That's in the living room. I've bought a new gaming chair as well. Not expensive ones. The computer table was only about 80 quid. Same with the computer table. I bought like a shelving unit to put a load of games on. That cost me like 80 quid. I might get another one of those. I don't know yet because my sister said, "Oh, did you know you can turn them on the side and stack them?" Well, mine's on like the upright. But if I turn it to the side and lay it on its side, I ain't gonna be able to do what I want to do because I've got like these two other kind of like shelving things. They call on Amazon. It's like they call it like garage shelving units. Well, I've got one already in the living room. It's got a few bits and pieces on it at the moment. And I did buy a second one, but I've not kind of like put it together yet because next month I won't have Virgin Media anymore. Well, I will. I've still got like give them 30-day notice, but next month I'm having community fibre installed in the living room because like the reason I'm tying out my living room so I can have it as a gaming room. Oh, and like that is my plan, and I'll have a community fibre hopefully installed in there. I don't really want it in here. I'd rather have it in the living room, but it's going to be a lot better than what I've got because my internet is like 250 megabit download and only 26 upload, and I'm paying over 70 quid for that a month, which is bloody expensive. Or I've got my phone line with it as well, but 71 quid is really fucking expensive. And I keep having internet issues where it keeps dropping and lagging out, and sometimes I've got no internet for half a day or even a whole day, and I've not been compensated in any way, whatsoever. So I've just got so fed up with Virgin Media. Why should I be paying 70 odd quid a month when I keep having internet issues? So a few months ago, I was looking around on the internet looking for other providers, and Community Fibre offers 900 megabit upload and download, and the Wi-Fi is between 5 and 7, between 500 and 700 megabit connection. And I was able to choose a internet connection package for £35, which is like the 1 gigabit one. But you don't actually get the full 1 gig. You get like 950 megabit upload and download. As I say, in the internet, I should be able to connect Wi-Fi to my other computer because I have got like my old computer in there which is working, and I've got this one here. And if I'm in there gaming at any time, and I just feel like, oh, sorry, I can't be bothered anymore, and I want to come in here, I can come in here, and I should be able to connect to the internet with the new connection with this computer and that one. But I don't know how good the speed would be. Like I can connect the other computer in the living room with the Wi-Fi in here. I had to buy like a Wi-Fi dongle to put on the computer because like there wasn't no way of me connecting to the internet unless I had a great big fucking like RJ45 wire going from in here to the living room, and I just don't want no more cables running through the hallway anymore because like they just get so widely damaged and frayed and just fall apart. So I bought like a Wi-Fi dongle. I put it in there, and like when I'm on the computer in there, because I connected it up and just to test out the internet once I put the dongle on. It's just like a USB stick with like 2 antennas on. That's what it is, just a USB kind of thing. And when I tried it out, I was only getting like about 140, 150 megabit connection. Now, once I connect that fibre, Community Fibre connects a new setup on there. They're going to be coming on the 2nd of next month, so that's like 7 days, 8 days, right, to do it. Now, I've got to wait 2 more days before I can actually cancel Virgin Media. So I still got to have Virgin Media for another month. So that means I'm going to have 2 internet providers just for the 1 month. After Virgin Media cancels, I'll just have Community Fibre, and I should be okay with that. Now the thing is, with Virgin Media, they bump up their prices so fucking much each year. It's like, daylight robbery. It's extortionist, But when I ask Community Fibre, when my contract runs out and I want to continue it, is it going to double? They said, no, it's only going to be like a couple of quid, about £2 or £3 to continue using it, kind of thing. So I thought, well, that ain't too bad. Then let's do like, a £35 contract. Ain't going to cost me something like 70 quid or whatever. It's only going to cost me like about, my package will be like £35. But after the contract runs out, which is the 2-year contract, it'll only go up to 37. So I'm only going to be like paying an extra 2 or 3 quid on top for each month. So that ain't too bad, But I'll tell you one thing, my fucking health is like, it's not too bad, My headaches, I still get headaches, but it's not as violent as I used to. I tend to get real bad neck aches though, when I'm going to sleep and when I wake up, my neck is hurting so fucking much, and I wake up with a banging headache. So I have to take some ibuprofen, kind of thing. But the doctor who usually sees me on the interview about my back issue told me to stop using ibuprofen, take paracetamol, but I don't really like paracetamol. But I don't even have paracetamol in the cupboard actually. I've still got about 8 boxes of ibuprofen, which I'm using at the moment. I'm going to be using them before I start going on paracetamol. If I start feeling wheezing, feeling sick, like I used to with paracetamol, I'm just coming back off them. I go straight back on ibuprofen. Because these ain't too bad. They will cut the headaches down, but it doesn't clear the headaches completely. I've got codeine, which don't do fucking shit. Codeine's supposed to get rid of headaches rather quickly, but they don't. Taking a couple of these and waiting an hour, usually headache's gone. And I don't get a headache, for about another 3 or 4 hours. Then I take some more. But, yeah, I've been so busy doing that living room. I've done a couple of videos on my other channel. If you go to Steve's Gaming, my other channel, yeah. I did put a video up today showing you all the fucking games I've got. And I did show the other side of the living room. Now, it does look kind of crammed in there still, but that's because I've got storage boxes. And there are bags of stuff which I'm giving to the charity shop as well. There's even still a couple of boxes that I've got to go through to, put into bags to take up to the charity shop. And I have given Streatham charity shop a good dozen bags of stuff, dolls, toys, books. I even gave them some college kind of books, which I don't know where I got them from, but it's like GCSE kind of stuff, There's about 6 books there, and they're bloody heavy to carry up there, I tell you. Cheers, So, I put 2 videos up on about the living room at the moment. Now, I did say on the last stream on here that I might do on a very, very rare occasion, like a little ghost box session or something. I'm still thinking about that, but it's not 100% definite yet. I will probably be sorting out all my ghost hunting stuff and probably start getting rid of some of it because I ain't going to be using it. I know a couple of people said, if you're going to get rid of it, I'll have it, but, I don't mind you having it, but you're not having it free because it's cost me so much fucking money, to buy or purchase, buying is purchasing in it, and building, the amount of money I put in, to buy all the electronics, the capacitors, the resistors, the diodes, the transistors, the antennas, the project boxes, the battery component things, the little things that you hold the battery in, LEDs, kits. It's cost me a hell of a lot of money buying all that stuff. I reckon all the electronics here that I've bought in the past 5 years, whatever, I spent a couple of grand on. At least a couple of grand. Not all in one go, bit by bit. Whenever I needed like a box of LEDs or something, LEDs you pick up for about 5-10 quid, depends on how many you want. And I've always been buying bulk, like 100 LEDs, like 100 capacitors, 100, whatever I needed. I always bought them in bulk because it seemed to be more wiser to buy them in bulk than actually buying them in like singles. Because you could buy like a packet of 5 LEDs that's going to cost you about £3.50 plus like postage, when you can buy like 100 for like 10 quid, and like the same postage kind of thing. So that's what I always used to do. So yeah, I've been thinking on like about sorting out my ghost hunting stuff, and maybe getting some with those bits and pieces. Some camcorders, night vision camcorders. I might probably get rid of some of those as well. Some ghost box radios, get rid of some of those, like the Roberts ones. Get rid of those ones. Because I'm not going to be sitting here, night after night doing ghost boxes like I used to. It just ain't worth it. Like I tried coming back earlier in the year to bring the channel back together, and it just didn't work out. No one came to watch the channel. No one went to come in and participate on the channel. We weren't really getting nothing on the ghost box. None of the devices were really going off when we tried using devices, like K2 meter DC box, REM pod, all that kind of stuff. Never really done anything. We tried the Xbox Connect. That never done anything. So I think like my house is like kind of like quiet and peaceful, and I don't think there's any like spirit energies around anymore. I think Tina and Abby's disappeared. Sometimes I do sense something about, kind of thing. It's like if someone's just, it's like, when, put it this way, know when you're out on the street and someone walks past you for those few seconds until they go out of view. That's what it's like here, You feel, I feel like there's something here, and you sense like an energy come and go, and that's it. They don't hang around. It's like, if it's like a portal opening, and it's like, someone opening the door, going for the door, and then closing the door, and that's it. That's the best way I can explain it, They're not coming in and leaving the door open and hanging around for like hours, days, weeks, or anything like that. So I'm not feeling that. Although I do still sometimes hear the odd little creak, movement. It's nothing that it used to be like, it's not that constant noise I always used to hear, that shadows. In that little imp that I used to see down the door sometimes, like that doesn't even happen anymore. It's just gone dead quiet. I'm not saying it's going to like, somehow something like kick off again, if they want to come back and start causing, activity, then maybe, I might be willing to give it another go. But until then, I'm just going to knock it on the head, kind of thing. I ain't going to really worry about ghost hunting. No one's I do sometimes get like a notification on Facebook saying, oh, there's like a ghost hunt somewhere, yeah, but some of these ghost hunts are just like fucking a rip-off. I'll be here for 8 o'clock, and then like, you got a 5-hour ghost hunt for like 60, 70 quid, and then, you go on your way. Well, if it's like a fucking haunted location out in the middle of nowhere, where the fuck are you going to go and sleep? Ring a taxi up. You're going to have to wait ages for a taxi to turn up, for one thing, yeah? and then you got to find somewhere to go and like book a B&B or hotel or something, and that's going to cost you money. So that kind of shit I ain't even worried about. There was a couple of places I wouldn't mind going to, but nah, too much money. I think it's Lee Steers or whatever his name is. Sometimes I'll get like a message off him and like, oh, ghost hunt, from so and so and so time, and like there is like sleeping quarters there as well. You can like sleep in a certain room, if you want to sleep in a certain room, and see if you get any kind of activity. But that's like, to be honest, a rarity that you get anything like that, like a message, because it's always like, well, come here, this is the most haunted place in the UK, you're definitely going to get something. Pay £100, we'll start ghost hunting from like 9 o'clock until like 12 o'clock, and then bye bye, off you go. Nah, fuck that, mate. Like, I don't really get any communication with anyone who wants to do a ghost hunt with me. Even with Pete that I used to ghost hunt with, he sometimes comes on my other channel, my gaming channel, and like leaves a little comment, for instance, but he's never said to me, oh, do you want to come and do another ghost hunt? And I ain't done no ghost hunting with Pete for 6-7 years, something like that. But will I go and do a ghost hunt with him again? I doubt it. I'm not going to give you all the reasons, but one, it's too far to travel down there. Because I don't know if he still lives in the same house. I think he said he moved to another house, and like he reckons he still gets activity even in the new house. And I can understand why that is. Well, I think it's because he conjures up stuff himself. And if you remember when I used to do that stuff with Pete, he actually came out, I said, well, how the hell are you getting all this activity? And he goes, because I conjure it up. And I say, yeah, you conjure it up, make it worse, and make me come down and fucking like sort it out for you. Yep, because you're good actually. I thought, yeah. But he doesn't leave it alone, like, I can go down there and like cleanses that. I'm not saying I do cleanse a house, 100%. There's still probably going to be a little bit of activity there, but I remember one time he said that when it was with like, Arthur and Edna, I moved Edna on, but Arthur stayed. He was too afraid to cross over, not to go back, and sort Arthur out, and he eventually did go over to the other side with Edna. And when I used to do stuff here, like ghost boxes, I always heard Arthur and Edna's name coming over the ghost box, yeah. And he started complaining that it's too fucking quiet. And then suddenly, like, it ramps up again, because he states that, he started doing, like, all this paranormal stuff and conjure up, different spirits and shit like that. He expects me to go down and, like, sort it out for him, And I thought, oh, fuck this, mate, But we did go out on a few occasions. We went to Puckley Village twice. We went to Shevenoff Castle. We went to a monastery somewhere down near Kent. Can't remember what it's called now. But we've done that. Even me and my nephew's done them as well. We did try to do a meet up with Pete, but he didn't want to do it, or he's busy doing it or something like that. So me, Warren and Aaron went down and done the monastery and Shevenoff Castle ourselves. And we got some interesting stuff down there. But there was a couple of things that happened when I was with Pete, which I wasn't too happy about. And I've never really spoken about it, to be honest, because I don't want to upset Pete and make him look like, a prat or anything like that, because he's a good guy. Just that some things did happen, which I don't believe should have happened. and I don't want to cause a drama out of it. I've always thought about talking about it, but I don't really want to upset Pete over it. But it wasn't good. It wasn't good. It wasn't in real power fucking normal, to be honest with you. I had my doubts about certain things, but no, every time I went down there was always activity at his house. The bird cage kept getting banged around, and the birds were going crazy, and saw shadow figures and movements, and even the TV turned on a couple of times by itself when the remote control was actually on the table by itself, just sitting there. But can't really call that paranormal because it could have been set on as a timer or something, and he could have forgotten about it. But there was a time when the TV, turned on, we turned it off. And I said, oh, that's a spirit, turn the TV back on again. And within a few minutes, it did turn itself back on. But again, I can't really put that down as paranormal. It could have been, but it might not have been, I can't say. So with anything, really, you can't really prove stuff is really paranormal unless you've caught it on live video and you can tell that it's not been, edited or doctored in any way whatsoever, And we've had a few weird things happen here, and you can tell that I didn't fucking doctor it or edit it or fake it, because I'm not into that shit. I'm not gonna put my name through the fucking dirt and lose my reputation I had at that time. But some groups have done that. They have fake shit. They started losing their reputation of being a ghost hunter, a paranormal investigator, and then on their YouTube channel, and they've had to turn around and said, okay, hands up, we're sorry, we did fake something here. And some people have actually explained the reason why they fake stuff, because they see that their YouTube channel was suddenly declining. They was getting less views, weren't getting so many subscribers. They thought, well, they fake something, it'd bring a lot more people back. But it fucked their channels up for a little while. But people did start going back there and watching them again. But nah. I'll be honest with you, I don't believe a lot of this shit now, to be honest with you. That noise, that tap, could be just, someone fucking about, larking around, It's like with these, real big paranormal groups like Ghost Hunters, Most Haunted, Sat Baggings, that, they've all been caught out faking shit, And the reason why they fake shit is because the TV producers think that they're going to lose a lot of, viewing, people watching the channel. And it's cost them so much money, they don't want to lose a channel. It's like with ghost hunting channels, on YouTube, they don't want to lose their viewers and their subscribers because they ain't getting nothing. You're not going to get real paranormal, and I keep saying this all the time, you're not going to get a paranormal activity 24/7, 7 days a week, 365 days a year for 10 years. It's not going to happen. Even the most haunted location is not going to be, spiritually active every single day, because I believe that if a spirit is going to cause some form of activity, that's going to take a lot of energy. And once they've used that energy, they're going to have to take that little bit of downtime, that bit of a break, to build up the energy again. And a lot of people say, well, fear is number one form of energy for a spirit. It may be, it may not be, but they're saying if it is, you're going to have a least half dozen to a dozen people in there to kind of like conjure up so much energy that spirit can run off that energy and like constantly give paranormal activity. I'm not no fucking doctor, I'm not no scientist, but even the most highly recognised scientists will probably turn around and say, no, that's not going to happen. You're not going to get paranormal activity every single minute of the day. Even with the most haunted locations like what is that fucking East Drive Crescent, Yeah, they might have had a lot of activity in the 60s, but, before the 70s, they moved there and it all went quiet. And then, like, several years ago, someone moved in and all the activity kicks off again. Bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. They've moved in and found out, the past of the property and think, this is going to be a nice bit of an earner. Let's open it up and let bring people in and see if they can get some form of activity. And like, even if they don't get activity, they're still getting the money from the people who's going there to fucking, do ghost hunting there, kind of thing. If it's like a place like a prison, for instance, and you had a load of like, murderers and criminals and whatever, that place is going to have a lot of energy in it. A lot of people probably died in there as well, like from gang fights and just like two people having a little beef against each other and getting stabbed or strangled or beaten across the head with a fucking crowbar. I can believe that can be like pretty haunted, but even then, I don't think it's like going to be active 24/7, fucking for the whole year, every year, kind of thing. Because they're going to need the energy, and the only way they're going to get the energy is if a group of people going there, and I start getting scared because I hear like a little tap or a door shut or gust of wind, because that's going to give them that fear, and that fear factor is going to give off that energy that the spirits like, which is fear. But I don't know, I always believed in the paranormal, but there's stuff that I didn't believe in the paranormal. Like with most haunted table tipping. Bullshit. I know Rose said that she done table tipping, and the table really did tip. But I'll be honest with you, I don't believe a lot of shit unless I'm there to see it with my own eyes and experience it. If someone can walk up to me today and say, a ghost appeared in front of them, and like it's so scary that this person shit himself, and well, where's the video evidence? I don't want to see the video of him shitting himself, but where's the evidence of like a ghost appearing, or like a door slamming by itself, when there's no wind? It's like when we did, me and Aaron did that Georgian house about 7 years ago, I think it was. We caught on camera while we was downstairs in like one of the living rooms doing a communication with the spirits. We had a locked off camera upstairs at his dad's office, and his dad's door has got one of those kind of like latch kind of handle things. It's like the old wooden gates that we used to have, and you had like those kind of like metal latches where you had to push down and you can hear it click. It's not like these like normal door handles. It used to be like a latch, and we actually caught on camera the door constantly like rattling all the time, and suddenly the door would open and you can hear a latch open, and then like the door would open at a certain distance. It'd probably open like 3-4 inches, and then like it stay open for a few minutes, and suddenly it just closes itself, and you can hear the latch close, and then like the door just continue like rattling. Now we checked that room before we started doing like the proper paranormal, interaction with the spirits there, yeah. Because there is supposed to be a spirit of a little girl there, and we left a doll and the REM pod on the chair, on not the head, the chair on the stairwell, and the REM pod kept going off constantly when we asked it, yeah. And we believed that even the doll had been moved, and we had cameras on, like facing up the stairs. We had about 5 cameras locked off, I think. But before we started doing the proper stuff here, you know, we checked all the rooms, the pantry. We left a camera that in there in the kitchen. Didn't catch much in there. We had the one facing upstairs. We saw like I think maybe a like shadow figure, but we didn't see the doll move. But you could hear the REM pod going off, and every time we asked if they could like let the REM pod go off, we was getting the REM pod going off. But I'm sure that door moved, not like massively, like it didn't move like from here to there, but it seemed like it moved from there to there kind of thing. But we can't prove that it's spiritual. It could have just like somehow lost its balance and just slightly moved a little bit. But we checked his dad's office, and there wasn't no way of getting in and out that room without going for that door. And that door kept rattling, rattling, rattling. Opens, closes, and rattling. So that, when you got video evidence like that, I can probably understand that more, yeah. I could probably say, well, yeah, I believe that is paranormal, but because we caught it on camera. But when someone comes up to me and say, right, well, we had activity last night, the door opened up and slammed itself a few times, and like we could hear, like voices. Well, where's the evidence? I want to see video evidence. If I can see the video evidence, then I might believe it a little bit. But then the voices could have been someone outside, could have been someone in another room, could be your neighbours talking, because you might have like paper thin walls. The door opening and shutting could be a draft. I want to see evidence from start to finish. I want to see evidence of them like going in the room, checking all the windows, making sure all the windows are closed, making sure there's no one in there, having a camera probably like on both sides of the doors. So like you've got one inside the room, one outside the room. And if you can see like the handle kind of go down and the door opens and the camera inside, let's say like the camera outside is picking up the door handle going down, and the other camera on this side is also picking it up, but you can't see anyone actually pulling that handle down, but the handle's going down, then I will believe that that's fucking paranormal. But a lot of people don't do that. I know with Living Dead Paranormal, they do whatever they can, to capture the paranormal, and they've got some fucking weird shit. With one of the asylums they've done over there, they used my power sensor, and it led to a room which they was trying to find, and they was also trying to find where the cemetery was. They weren't sure who it was, and I remember that they kept asking the spirits what way to go, and my power sensor, which I sent them, kept going off, and it kept saying like go right. So I've gone down, picked up the power sensor, gone down a hallway, put the power sensor down onto a chair again, because I was using the chair to put the power sensor on, and you can see that no one's kind of around it, and that sensor went off about 4 or 5 times down the bottom of each kind of hallway they went, and eventually it led into a room, and it kept going off every time I was asking questions, and they realised that room they was led to looking out the window was a cemetery. So, yeah, they get some pretty interesting like activity. But there are things that, when you see like, scare jumps, kind of things like, I'm not saying that they don't, I'm not saying they fake shit because I don't. I've seen too much to say that, they fake shit because they don't. I won't believe that someone would turn around and say they fake shit. And if they did, it'd fucking ruin their reputation, completely. And no one would want to watch them again. But, I've seen stuff on their videos, right, where I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, they just jumped out their skin thinking it's paranormal when it could be something completely different, Like, that bang could have been a draft slamming the door. If, if they're hearing footsteps, which they have heard on some of their occasions, on some of their investigations, yeah. Could it be one of these brothers, or could it be, the people who owns the house has somehow crept in and like is walking around, to make it kind of like a little bit more spooky and, make it look like it's activity. Because they have done some investigations and they have realised that, on some of their investigations, there's been a lot of fakery. How many I think there's probably about 2, maybe 3, I think, investigations where they thought, well, there's getting a lot of activity, but they come to the understanding it's the home owners that was doing it. The videos were up and they said, look, we think, a lot of this wasn't real paranormal activity. We think that, A or B was like somehow creating a noise, or, making the footsteps, talking sounds or whatever like that. So, like, there are groups out there who try to get the real, true evidence of the paranormal, and they have got a shitload of like evidence. I've given them quite a bit of stuff, like, which I've built myself, and they still sometimes use the ghost boxes that I sent them down. But I did notice over the last couple of years they weren't really using my equipment, which didn't really bother me because I sent it to them to test out, and they did test out quite a bit of it. And sometimes they used it on 2 or 3 episodes, but then it suddenly stopped and not being used. That's because like other people were building stuff, and they was using, the new stuff and putting the old stuff to one side. Now the ghost box radios that I sent them down, which are the Amiga ones, I noticed they weren't using them anymore, and it got me kind of thought, well, why ain't they using the radios anymore? Because like they used to get a shitload of like, communication from the spirit world with those. If it's the spirit world that's actually communicating with them, and they'd been using it for, since I sent it down, they'd been using it for, a good couple of years, and suddenly stopped. The reason why I stopped it because, other ghost box radios came out. You got the ghost box apps as well. When I was using a load of apps like Necrophonic and Spirit Talk and stuff like that, yeah. So I wasn't really using a lot of ghost boxing. And when I was using the ghost boxing, I was using that new one. The fucking hell, what's it called? I can't remember what it's called now. But it had like a sensor on it, which the new one had. The old one didn't have a sensor, but they put a little orange light on for a sensor thing. Can't remember what the fucking radio is now, but I started using that quite a lot. Then I got some other radio. I thought, well, why aren't you using my radios anymore? So I actually emailed Rocky through Facebook. I said, why are you not using the radios that I sent you down? Because they used to be really, really good, and you used to get a lot of stuff off them. He goes, we do still use it, but they kind of what he said, that he was afraid that using it on like paranormal investigations would lower the radio's life down. They was kind of afraid that it could get dropped, it could get nicked, or it could be left behind accidentally, and they wouldn't get it back, because they knew that they were getting shitload of activity, even on their Chasing Evil. They was getting fucking load of good stuff off there. And Rocky said the reason we're not using it because we only want to use it for Chasing Evil now. We don't want to use it on our paranormal investigations because, we're afraid that we might lose it. We might drop it and break it, and they are scarce to get hold of. And I did originally send them two, so I had another one, and they used the Ghost Box on AM because they got a lot more stations on AM than we do, and they was getting good, responses on AM than the other frequency, because those Mega Ghost Boxes were AM and FM, and he said they never really got anything on FM because they don't have as many FM frequencies as we do, I believe, but they have more AM frequencies than we do. So he said, we're not going to stop using it. We're going to use it on the Chasing Evil. So I said, well, I've got another one here, which only works on AM, and that's the frequencies you're using. It don't work on FM. But if you want it, I'll send it over, which I did do. So they do have two radios which they use on FM. And I said to them, it'd be interesting to see if you can do a ghost hunt. Well, not a ghost hunt, but it is like a ghost hunt, Chasing Evil. They're trying to find out where the missing person is, whether being dead or alive. And if possibly he is dead, they're trying to communicate with the spirit world, trying to find out who was the one who killed that particular person. Where was the body? How did they die? Who committed the murder and all that stuff? And then, what they normally do is that they give all the evidence to the authorities and hoping that the authorities can use that evidence to, bring the criminal to justice if that person's still alive who may have committed that murder. And they're trying to find out, that murder's that victim of the murder, trying to find out who actually murdered that person, if you see what I mean. And I said, well, now you've got two radios, same radios, why don't you do one Ghost Box on location and one Ghost Box at their house or your house or whatever? Because sometimes they don't all go together when they're doing Chasing Evil. Sometimes one's got other things to do and they have to stay at home, but they try to participate if they can. Like Rocky, he's been doing Ghost Boxes while the others were on a Chasing Evil case kind of thing, and they was using different radios. I think sometimes I was using the radio on Chasing Evil, which I gave them, and then they was using an app or a different Ghost Box at their own home location and seeing if they can get the same kind of answers, kind of thing. But I did originally send them a second one over, and Rocky was able to find two of them in a store in Scotland, I think it was, or I don't know, it's Scotland or Ireland. I think it was Scotland, because he sent me a picture. He goes, "Hey Steve, look what I've got." I'm like, what the fuck? I said, where'd you get them for me? He goes, well, when I was over in the UK, because he was going to plan to meet up with me, but he was so busy doing other stuff, we never got to meet up, which was a fucking shame. But he did find two, which were brand new in box, and I told him how to hack them. I said, the thing is, don't hack them both at the same time. You're going to do it, do one, and then if it works, then it's up to you on to do the other one. But because you've got two now, and you might be able to hack them, don't stop using my ones, because then they could probably do like a 4-way ghost box. One could be in one location where they think a person was murdered. Because on some they're chasing evil episodes, they get like, well, a spirit might say, well, they died near the bridge, and then they get told that there's like died a mile away from the bridge. So what they could do is like one could stay at the bridge, one could stay or go to this other location a mile away. One could be at the victim's house, and one could be somewhere else, and they could all be doing like a ghost box session and seeing if they're getting the same kind of responses via the same kind of like spirit who's communicating with them. You see what I mean? That would be interesting. But they also used to use baby monitors and stuff like that, and got some really weird fucking crazy shit on that. Now, I enjoy watching them, but because I've gone away from the paranormal, I don't really watch many channels now. I don't even watch Chasing Evil. I don't even watch Living Dead Paranormal. I've not caught up with them. But, it's a shame that with all that shit and drama, that's what put my channel down and caused me so much stress and depression, and making me very ill. That's why the channel never really came back, kind of thing. I did try to bring it back, but it didn't really work out. So, tried my hardest. Some people say we didn't try hard enough. Well, when you're going through the shit that I was going through, it's very difficult to try to get that spiritual activity energy back. Some people might say, well, hang on, the spirit might feed off your emotions, but they sometimes can do. Some spirits might feed off your anxiety and depression. Maybe, we don't know. We can't prove that, can we? I know they can feed off our energies when we're like fucking shitting ourselves, scared as hell. I've been honest, I've been scared here a couple of times, after we've done like a session, and I didn't really want to go to sleep, but you've got to sleep. Like when we had that black weird thing appear in my living room, I'll be honest with you, that really shit me up. Rest of the night, I didn't know if I wanted to fucking sleep, but you think about it, I was in here, we caught it on the live stream camera through YouTube. We saw it through YouTube, and it was a black mass that somehow formed into a human-like figure and then just shot away. And it's only within like 2 or 3 seconds, kind of thing. But I'd done a video where I kind of like try to do it frame by frame, and you can tell it looks like a human figure. But some people ain't like, nah. What's that word? Pareidolia, or whatever it's fucking called, where, oh, well, you're thinking you're seeing that. I'm not seeing that, Steve. You're thinking you've seen it. But it's kind of weird that, a lot of people on my channel over those few weeks said that they actually believe they saw a human figure. But other people in the paranormal said, no, that's pareidolia. You're thinking you see it. I'm not seeing that. Well, that's, if you're not seeing it, you're not seeing it, Can't force you to say that you saw it. If you saw it, you saw it. You didn't, If you think that I'm, kind of bullshitting and you think like I'm imagining it, then that's your opinion. I know what I fucking saw. It's like with the golf ball, levitating fucking being thrown at me. Is that pareidolia? I don't think so. About little Mary running down the hallway, which Pumpkinhead Perry saw when we was doing the live stream one day. I was going out to go to the kitchen to go make a cup of coffee, but as I got to the door, I realised I hadn't got my cup, so I had to come back in and get the cup. But as I originally walked to the door, there's cameras in this house. Saw a little girl running down the hallway, so I must have disturbed. She could have been standing near the door, watching and listening to me. And as I got up, to go to the door. She ran away, and I didn't realise that because I came back to get my cut. And as I got my cut and going out the door, Perry's going like fucking apeshit, going, "Hey Steve, you've got to see this, you've got to see this." And like I came back, goes, "Play it back, play it back." I'm like, I've played it back because the cameras were, streaming at the time, and yeah, you can see like a little girl running down the fucking hallway. Can't fucking fake that, can you? I say a lot of weird things have happened, but not over the last few years. But as I keep saying, I've just gone off it now. Once the channel started going down, so all the hate and drama and cyberbullying and, calling me all the nasty names and making me like a fucking monster, kind of thing. As you know, I had to take one person to court and cunt got away with it. And what he done made me feel suicidal, kind of thing. And like, it took 2 years to go to court because of the pandemic, put everything behind through the justice. And when we did eventually go to court, he fucking got away with it. And like, I said to the jury and the judge, and he said, "Look, I've got fucking video evidence on what he's done." Well, we're not taking the video evidence, that's, I don't know what the judge said about that, they just didn't want to use it. I'm like, "Oh, did you say that you was going to sue him for so-and-so?" "Yeah, I did say it, but I knew I wasn't going to get it." So he kind of made it look like my fault when it wasn't my fault. I hate the guy, I'll tell you, man. I really fucking hate him. But what can you do, Can't pursue it. I did say to the CPS, is there any chance I can, appeal against it? And they just turned around and said, "Ain't worth it. Let it go. Drop it." But it's something that, I'm always going to remember. Maybe. I tried to, withdraw the remembrance from that shit, but you still think about it. And because of that's what brought my channel down quite a lot, I just lost interest in the paranormal and I didn't want to do it anymore. And when I did try to bring it back, it didn't work out. So no one wanted to come and watch the channel. No one was participating in the side chat. No one was subscribing. I was losing friends as well, and subscribers and views, and it just wasn't really worth me trying to bring it back. Even if things were happening right now, if I was getting activity right now, I wouldn't fucking stream it. I wouldn't bother. I'll let it just carry on and I'll probably try to record some of it and for my own personal experience, my own personal little catalogue of videos. But I don't think I'd ever upload it to YouTube again. If I did, it would be a fucking long time before I'd even think about it and decide if I want to do it or not. But I don't think a lot of this paranormal, not just here, but anywhere, with any group, I'm not, I don't think a lot of that paranormal is real paranormal. There's always an explanation, as other people said. Like a door rattling could just be a draft. Hearing voices could be someone outside. Or it could be your neighbour. You've got paper thin walls. Orbs. Well, if you are asking the spirit to show themselves as a light anomaly and something happens, then maybe you can put that down as paranormal. But when you got constant orbs around, I have noticed that, even on my videos, I don't think a lot of them were probably orbs, probably just dust particles or bits of fabric floating around, because every time you walk around, it doesn't matter how clean your house is, you can still walk around and kick up little bits of fabric off the carpet You know, like off your bed, off your curtains. You know, a little draft can like blow it up. And like, you know, I've seen a lot of people say, look, orbs, and you can see it's not a fucking orb. You can tell it's a bug. I've watched too many fucking videos to say that is 100% orb. There are videos that I have seen thinking, yeah, that's fucking an orb. That's like a spirit light or spirit energy. But when you got like a fucking like living room, you know, constant 24/7, you know, with like these little flickering little lights, it's your camera that's picking it up, making it look like an orb when it isn't an orb. Even the camera can lie. You know, what time is it? God, it's 12:30. I didn't know it was that late. How long have I been fucking blabbing for? Only an hour. But yeah, like I say, I'm working on my living room, sorting that out. And once I get my internet connected up in there next month, I might spend a bit more time in there if it ain't too cold, because sometimes it gets really cold in here. And like if it gets cold, I won't want to stay in there. I'll have to come back in here. I think my light just dimmed a little bit then. Can't say it's paranormal. I'm not saying it is paranormal. Could just be where the power company's just like changing over the. That's another thing, yeah. When your lights start dimming and flickering, some people turn and say, "Well, that's a ghost light flickering my lights." Fuck off! It's just the bloody power company, like, you know, changing over the from one part of the power board to another power board or whatever. Unless you can hear the lights clicking on and off. There's a car bleeping outside. Oh, my fucking knees are hurting again. Every night this past couple of months, my knees have been hurting again. You know, even when I've just like got my legs stretched out and doing a little bit of gaming, my legs really start hurting. I don't know, it's because of the weather. You know, I know like the weather conditions can like start playing around with like, you know, your bones. You know, it's like with your asthma. When the pollen comes out, you seem to like not asthma, hay fever. Your eyes will kind of like go all red and itchy, and your breathing's like kind of like fucked up, and you're sneezing a lot because like, you know, they change the environment, the weather. And I do have asthma. I have hay fever. Sometimes my eyes will start itching, even if I'm just in here, because it's probably, you know, the dust or the pollen or something like that what's probably came in and caused me to have me hay fever attacks in here sometimes. It's more the asthma that kicks in sometimes in here. Good. I've been going to bed a little bit earlier as well. Like sometimes I don't go to bed till about 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning sometimes, but I've been going to bed, you know, earlier, so I can try to wake up for the post, because I've been ordering so much gaming stuff, as I say. Still got like probably about another 10, 15 packets to turn up. Felt sorry for the postman bringing all that. I gave him a £5 tip the other day, because they're like, you know, he's been like bringing these fucking great big heavy boxes of games up. You know, it does matter with the game. Like this one, for instance, yeah. Tomb Raider. Been watching. I watched the 3 Tomb Raider movies the other day. Good. It doesn't matter if it's a box just like that with the disc or the manual. If you've got 40 cases in a box, it can be heavy. But it can be even more heavier if you've got the disc and the manual in there. And yeah, I've been buying the Tomb Raider games and the Resident Evil franchise. I've got like I think 5 out of 6 of the Resident Evil on PlayStation 4. On PlayStation 2, I can't remember where they got, but they got another one called Resident Evil Outbreak, which is this one. Then you got Resident Evil Outbreak Hash Files, which is part 2 of that. So you can see, could you? So the Hash 2 files is fucking expensive. You're talking about 40 quid for that game. Tomb Raider, I've been buying like 1, 2, and 3, but there's a lot of different Tomb Raiders on consoles. You got it on PS3, PS2, PS1, PS4. You got a couple on PS5. You got it on Wii console. You got it on handheld consoles like Switch and Nintendo and stuff like that. But this one has actually got the free games, which is on PlayStation 3. Where's my glasses? I can't read it after time. So you've got these on single games, which is Tomb Raider Legend, Tomb Raider Underworld, and Tomb Raider Anniversary. Now I have got one or two of these games as singles, but this is the trilogy where you get the 3 games in one go. So it's not free, it's all on one disc actually. Yeah, one disc. It's not the movie, it's actually the games. So I've got 5 out of 6 on the PlayStation 4 games. On PlayStation 2, I don't know how many different copies there is. I think I've got 3 or 4 on PlayStation 2. I think I've got a couple on Xbox 360. I can put my glasses in front of there then. I've been getting a couple of these because I think these might go up in price because like Xbox has closed their Xbox 360 store down for digital downloads. So people going out, spending money on getting Xbox and Xbox 360 games because the prices are going up on some of the games. But on this one, on the Xbox 360, this game is like 18 quid. And a few months ago, you was able to get it for a couple of quid. But it's gone up to 18 now on CEX. CEX is like a game store, which they got an online page. But CEX, is like a store you go to and buy them directly. They do games and consoles and sometimes like, photography stuff and computer stuff and DVDs and shit like that. But I've been buying. I bought like 3 copies of this one off Vintage, and those only like a couple of quid each. But then you had to pay the postage, so you're talking about £5 for the game. But I've actually should be getting another 2 copies of this within the next week or 2. But I've already got one original one of my own, so that's 2 copies, but I should have 4 in total soon. But I'm looking at getting some spooky games, like there is a couple like ghostly kind of like games, which I might consider streaming on here. Like, if you remember that game we try to play and stream on here, Phasmophobia, I think it was. I can't remember. I I can't remember the name. I think it's Phasmophobia. Hello, Teresa. Bit late, girl. I'm going soon. Where did I put my glasses? I was just saying. With that, you know, certain people said they was going to download it and play it with me, but they never did. So, you know, that's a bit of a waste of time. But I'm trying to find some games on PlayStation 3 or 4, maybe Xbox, you know, like ghostly type things. I know they've got one called Casper, and they've got Ghostbusters, but they're not the kind of games I really want to play. It's like, I suppose a bit like Phasmophobia in one way, I think it's called, but, you know, where you can either play on your own or with a group, and you have to, like, you know, go ghost hunting. You've got your K2 meter, you've got ghost box, you've got like EMF devices and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind trying to get a couple of games and streaming them, but I don't know. Some of these ghost hunting games can be freaking expensive as well. And I'm not going to be willing to spend out, you know, 20, 30 quid on a game and stream it, and I want to fucking watch it. So that is one thing I'm going to have to consider with it, I suppose. Yeah, good. Fucking hell. Getting tired, guys. Old age makes you tired. What is it now? September, isn't it, I think? No, August. September, October, November. 4 more months and I'll be fucking 62. Jesus. Time flies. I remember asking the spirits when I was in the temp accommodation. I can't remember if it's Hall Place or Coin Court Hotel. So I made my own little Ouija board, and I said, "How old will how old will I be when I die?" And they said, "Oh, you're going to be over 100." Oh, fucking hell, man! And over the last few years, I just don't want to fucking, you know, get to 100. You know, sometimes I keep saying, "Oh, I wish I wasn't fucking here." You know, I'm going to go in about 10 minutes. Because I know I'm going to need to go to the bathroom. I found one of my divot boxes the other day in the living room. Fuck knows what he was doing in there. I think it's because I was putting some of the stuff in here into like some boxes, and I just probably put them in the living room. But one of the divot boxes were in there. I thought, that's that one which I opened up that time on a live stream. Done some ghost boxing and Ouija board, I think it was. We weren't getting much, so I decided to put some other little trinkets in and then resealed it. You remember that one? You know, I had a load of wooden boxes, but going to the charity shop, I've still got like one which Rose sent me down with that big clown, fucking great massive box. I've got that still. I've got a smaller box. I've got a box over there. I've got that plastic one which Rose sent me down, which she said that was sent to, well, she bought off eBay that time. Last time I spoke to Rose, that, well, she did pop on and say hello to me on the gaming channel the other day, but I think last time she came on here, she wanted to do that murder mystery and unsolved cases, but again, never happened. Says one thing and then changes her mind the next time. Bloody woman. I think she still does stuff on her channel, but I've decided I'll keep away from other people's paranormal channels now. It's not that I don't like them. There are people that I like. I just can't be bothered to watch them. I've been watching a lot more like videos on people gaming and collecting games and doing like flea markets and car boot fairs and shit like that. So I've been going to car boot fairs and buying games as well. Funny thing is, I picked up at a car boot fair a brand new sealed K2 meter. And I've got it over there. Somewhere. But I did have it over there, but it seemed to disappeared. So I've put it away somewhere else. But it's a brand new sealed K2 meter. And I picked it up and I said, "Here, mate, how much do you want for this?" He goes, "What is it?" I said, "EMF meter." And he goes, "Oh, what does that do?" I said, "Well, it picks up electromagnetic field fluctuations." I said, "Many people, like, electronic engineers, use it to like detect high EMF from like, possibly like your lights, electronics, electrical cables and stuff like that in your house. But people in the paranormal world, as in ghost hunters, use it because we believe that spirits can give off certain EMF energy." He goes, "Fucking hell, mate." He goes, you take the piss?" I said, "No, seriously." I said, "How much do you want for it?" And he goes, "I just cut the quid." He goes, "If you're saying what's true, then, it's fascinating, but I didn't know what it was until you told me." So, yeah, I've got a brand new fucking K2 meter, still sealed in the box somewhere. It's only like, it's not like the coal box that sometimes they come in. This one was on like a cardboard with plastic, like covering on it. So, I don't know what I've done with it. So £2 I paid for that. That was all. Car boot fair. Well, there's a load of stuff that I've seen which looks interesting. The car boot fairs, and think, well, maybe that could be haunted. But I think with a lot of stuff, even when you got like sack baggings, with his fucking museum, and like oh god, the couple who done The Conjuring, and they open up their own fucking like museum as well with Annabelle the doll and that fucking sailor doll and whatever. Sometimes I get the vibe that you feel like there's something attached to that fucking object. I don't feel that around car boot fairs now, even if I think like, oh, that's really old, but it doesn't mean that it hasn't got some kind of attachment to it, because like everything we do with everything we have has an attachment to it. I could put my energy onto this camera and like pass it on to someone, and like, I could die and like, this could be my fucking favourite camera or something, and my energy could be attached to this camera, and like, I could cause like some weird activity to the person who's actually purchased this camera or like was given the camera to. So everything we handle, we always put our own energy onto anything that we handle. It could be a candle, it could be a lighter, it could be a clock, a watch, jewellery, a box, a radio, a pair of glasses, anything. Could even be a fucking saucepan, frying pan, or whatever, TV remote control. Just think someone, we get a friend or family gives like, let's say like I fucking pass away, none of my family wants the TV and they don't want to throw it away, so they give it to someone, yeah? No, because I've used that TV remote control so many times throughout the years since I had the TV. That person who's now got my TV with the remote control, they could put it on the fucking table, and my energy could suddenly turn the TV on, from my spiritual energy, if you know what I mean. I don't know. I know I talk shit sometimes, but what the fuck? I don't give a shit. You like listening to me talk shit, then that's up to you. If you get bored of me, you don't have to be here, do you? At least we don't get the fucking haters and trolls on you anymore. Touch wood. But I've just been too busy to do anything else. I've been trying to sort my living room out. It was getting decluttered because I bought so many fucking games, and they were in big containers there like that. And smaller plastic ones, clear through ones. I've got so many fucking games, I can't put them on the shelving units I've got in there because they've already filled up. I've got about 7 or 8 great big fucking storage containers for the games. Although some of them haven't got the disc in there, but it's still the case with the cover art, and some of them with the manuals, and some ain't with the manuals. And I did buy a load of just blank, empty cases, like a DVD case, because some of the games I've got, their cases are completely shattered, and I didn't have no spare ones, so I buy a load of those, about 100 of those. Then I had to buy different colour ones, like white ones for the Wii console games, green ones for the Xbox, black ones for PlayStation 2. I think PlayStation 2 also has a blue one. So I bought a load of empty boxes as well, or empty DVD game boxes. So I say these blue ones for PlayStation 2, and then the Xbox, these ones. They actually originally had different green ones which were more thinner and more flimsy, and they broke quite a lot until Xbox or the game developers who were selling the games and manufacturing these boxes decided to make them a bit more sturdy. But you can still get the horrible flimsy ones with some of the games on them, and they do break rather easy. So that's why I bought some more green ones so I can change them over, and blue ones and black ones. Even some of these smaller plastic ones. See, these kind of break quite easy as well. So if you still want to see me around, I think that's the one. Yeah, if you click on that link or Ian posted in chat, that's my gaming channel, and I do stream games, and I do little chats and videos on there as well. The last few weeks I've done some videos on showing the games I've been buying on live videos, but also I've been doing some more gaming as well. So it was 2 or 3 weeks where I had a little bit of a break from gaming because I was doing videos on gaming pickups and from CEX and car boot fairs, and then it suddenly went to eBay and vintage, and I was buying so much off eBay and vintage. I was showing the people me unboxing them and showing you the games and whatnot on there. So there's probably about 2 to 3 weeks where I didn't do any gaming whatsoever. But this week, I did one 6 days ago, Wild Hunter. Then 5 days ago, they brought a new map out. Linter 2, I think it's called. Linter 2, or something like that. So I started playing that map 6 days ago. Then I did another game, another 2 streams 3 days ago. The reason why it's 2, because like I was playing it for an hour and then I got really hungry and I needed a bathroom trip, so I said, well, I'm going to close the stream down, but I'll be back on later, which I was on. So there was 2 game videos on that one day. Then I did another hour and 20-minute game 2 days ago. I was going to do one tonight, but I couldn't be bothered. So if you check that link that Ian posted, you can see that all the games I've been buying, and fucking too many. I've just gone way over the top buying games from car boot fairs and charity shops, and well, hardly any charity shops actually, but you know, from car boot fairs and CEX and Vintage and eBay, I just went way over the top. Fucking I've got myself broke again now. So unless I can get rid of some of them with some of the consoles I've got, get some of the money back, because I do need to buy another cabinet in there, like a bookshelf cabinet, which you'll see on the videos I did today on that channel. I want to get another TV in there as well. I'll probably keep the 2 what I've got in here. Just do a little bit of reorganisation in here at some time. Now I've got a Roku one in there, and I've got like a small kind of old TV monitor, which is ideal for playing some of the old consoles on it, because some of the old consoles won't work on these smart TVs. And then like there is another monitor in there, but it don't seem to connect. But I do want to have like 2 43-inch TVs in each room. And say like if I do some gaming in this house and it starts getting cold in here, I'm just gonna come in here and do some gaming. The only other thing I've got to do is find a way of actually updating each game from each computer, because the computer in here is the one which I had before this one. Now, it's not really that old. You know, I've very rarely used it because the graphic card in here wasn't compatible with some of the games I was playing. And to get the decent graphic card, it would have cost a lot of money, so I decided just to get another fucking computer. But then again, I still had to buy another graphic card, because this computer works faster than the other one does. And when I put the old computer in there, it took me a few hours to get that up and running properly, because it was really slow. So I had to go into the settings and do like a factory reset on it. Now it was working kind of okay, but because it's like picking up the Wi-Fi internet from here into there, you know, the web pages don't really load up that fast, but they should do when I get the new internet connected next month. So next month I'll have 2 fucking different internet providers, Community Fibre and Virgin Media, but 2 days after I get Community Fibre connected, on the 4th I'll be ringing up Virgin Media and cancelling the Virgin Media account. So if I cancel it today, for instance, yeah, I'd have to pay like a cancellation fee, which could cost me an extra £100, which I ain't gonna do. I'd rather just let the contract run out. So I'll still have to pay like £75 next month. It is what it is. Right, anyway, I'll shoot off. Going to go to bed early tonight. Do some more sorting out. Went and done some shopping today. Did do some shopping the other day, but I didn't get what I really needed, like cheese and milk. So I had to go out and do some more shopping today. Cheese, milk, biscuits, crisps, drinks. Another £40 on shopping today. I am what you call fucking broke now, and I still got to pay Virgin Media by the end of the month. So it looks like I might be going into overdraft. Maybe. So I've got money in my wallet, you know, kind of here on my mobile. But I've been using that for going out and fucking buying games and shit. But I've decided that the other day, Wednesday, at the car boot fair, that's it. I'll probably give the car boot fairs a miss now until next year. Although this one is still open until the end of October, I think it is. You know, if I do go there, I ain't going to spend as much as I usually do. Well, I say that, but once this money's gone, it's gone. But my bank account is practically fucking dry. Yeah, because it hasn't taken that Lidl's payment yet. And time that's been taken out, I ain't going to have no money left until getting the next payment. So, I just realised I use, yeah, I know what I've done. So yeah, no more buying games if I can help it until I've got rid of some of those ones. You know, I've got to go through all the games to find out what ones I want to keep, what ones I might trade into CX for vouchers, and get some different games. Or buy another console or something. Or just stick them fucking back on the internet and sell them back for what money I can get out of them. I didn't buy and resell. I've only bought them for my own collection, but I've got a load of duplicates which I don't really need. So, you know, with the money, if I do sell them, I'm not saying I am or I ain't, you know, kind of thing. But if I do, what money I make out of them will probably go back onto computer games I haven't got in my collection. Maybe another console like Nintendo or Sega Master System. I've just got myself another Nintendo DS, which was in pretty good condition. Because my other one is kind of like the screen's all scratched up, you can't see the game properly. But I got 5 games, the power charger, case, and a pretty good condition with a really nice screen, 2 screens on it, for 30 quid, I think, each the other day. Well, I say the other day, it took a week for it to turn up. But no, I've got a load of DS games as well. I've got a bundle over there. I've got a bundle in the living room. I've got another batch in the box somewhere. Oh, this is the thing though, right? I'm a bit like the Americans, and I am going in a minute. Okay, so I'm going to go in a minute, but I'm a bit like the Americans. They tend to spend out fucking hundreds of pounds or dollars on games that they don't use or don't play. They just like it. It's like a what's that word? An addiction. They see it, they got to buy it, they want it. And I've seen videos of people on YouTube, especially Americans, that have thousands of games. Yeah, spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on games. Even on one game, you know, someone bought a game for like $25,000 because it's like a very, very, very rare game, and like, you know, he's putting his collection. The reason why it's so expensive is like it's still sealed, never been opened, right? it's rare because only so many games were actually printed of that particular game franchise, yeah. So it means it's very hard to get hold of. That's why the price goes up and up and up and up, because they're so rare to get. And they put it in the collection, and that's it. They don't play it. Because if they open it, they lose that value on that game. It can go all the way down. So like if they spend 25 grand on a game, once they open it, it'll only be worth about 5 grand. If that, even though it's still rare, it'll only be worth 5 grand because they've taken the plastic seal off, the plastic wrapper, and they've played the game once, and they lost all that value. And like, it's like me, I've bought so many games to put in my collection. I doubt I'll even play a fraction of them. A lot of them are badly scratched up. That's why I've got this cleaner machine over here, which helps to like get rid of a lot of the scratches on the disc. It doesn't mean that a very deep scratch is going to get the disc repaired, because you are going to get disc which is so badly scratched up. Even putting it through that 3 or 4 times may not repair the disc. You might get over repaired and make the disc unreadable, so that means it's no good and you have to throw it away. But I have actually got discs which have been pretty bad, and it's cleaned them up. Now, I had one disc which I put in the console and it did not work at all, but then running it under that a couple of times, it got rid of like 95% of the scratches. There's still 1 or 2 like little minor scratches on it because they were originally deep scratches, but that actually reduced the scratch down to like a minor one, and then the game started working perfectly. So that's like a disc repair machine. It repairs damaged discs, whether being a music CD, a DVD video, a gaming disc. It'll repair or try to repair a lot of the games. And like on eBay, I've been buying not just the games which are complete like this, because a lot of them didn't have the manuals. So I've been buying manuals on their own. I've been buying complete games. I've been buying things like this where it's got no game, but it's got the manual and the insert. I've been buying bulk load of like game discs, different game discs. Sometimes it's like, you get duplicate games, like 3 or 4 games in the same bulk, kind of thing. But you get like about 30, 40, 50 different games. So I've been buying bulk games, and I'll tell you, about 75% of the games I've bought have been scratched to shit. So that's where that comes in. So if I want to play a game, I'm not going to sit there and start cleaning them one after, one by one. If I see a game and I want to play it, and I look at the disc and the disc is like scratched up, I'll have to repair the disc first before I play the game. But there is going to be times where I am going to be sitting there cleaning discs from my own collection, and put them into the collection after they've been cleaned and repaired, kind of thing. And I'll have to do that for when I actually do decide to sell any, if I do. But because I do have a lot of duplicates. And if one disc is completely scratched up and I put it through the cleaner and it don't work, then I'll have to go on to the duplicate one and try to clean that one. See, some discs I've got 4 or 5 copies of. I know I've got a folder here with Wii games. This one here, just discs, right? And it's pretty heavy now. I've even got a couple of other folders over there, bigger folders, like that carries 400 or 500 discs in. One of them underneath is so heavy, twice as heavy as this. And I've got a game in here called Wii Fit, and I've probably got about 10 Wii Fits, which I've picked up through eBay mostly, because they put too many fucking duplicates in them. Oh, I've got to go. feel a bit nauseous now. Right, so I'm not sure when I'll be on next. I just thought I'd do a quick one tonight, although I've been on about an hour and a half, no, hour and 45 minutes. And yeah, you know, I always fucking talk shit and blab on. But I'm definitely going to go. But if you've got me on notification, you'll know when I'm on next. If you haven't subscribed, then feel free to subscribe. It's up to you. If you can, check out my gaming channel. And come and see me over there if you want to. That's the link for it. So, yeah, I'm off. And I'll catch you whenever next. When that be, I've got no fucking idea, but I'll catch you whenever next. Good night. Have a good weekend. God bless. Bye for now.